Good morning, everybody. It is Shelly. We are going to talk about reinventing yourself and getting out of the rut that your life might be in right now. So, the other day I talked about, let me go back in my notes. I talked about like giving yourself permission to reinvent yourself, making a decision, and knowing that there will be blocks. So, we're going to talk a little bit about that. So, your old identity is what's holding you back because the law of attraction works with who you are, not what you want. So, you can do your affirmations, you can do your vision board, you can write your perfect day, you can do all of those things, but if you are not going out in the world and living up to those things, then the law of attraction just keeps you where you're at. So you want to become the person that you want to be. And so that involves a lot of belief, faith, and just being that person. You know, if your goals are to get your body in better shape, my phone is dinging. Get your body in better shape. If that includes making more money, if that includes living in a better house, driving a better car, whatever those wants are, a better job, a better spiritual, awareness, you have to start being that person. So, I will give you an example. I drove a minivan for 16 years. I've told this story before, so if you've seen my previous videos on the law of attraction and how I made it work to get my dream car, you've probably already heard this story. But if you haven't, I drove a minivan. We bought it used off of a lot. It was only a year or two old. It had been a rental car, so it was like a used car that used to be a rental car. It had built-in car seats, 5-point harnesses in the middle seat. So awesome because we did foster care. Plus, our child was, I think when we got it, he was 1. So it was just so nice. I didn't have to worry about car seats. They just popped into these. I think I did use car seats for a little while with him. But anyways, so many tangents I get off on. It's crazy. Drove that minivan for 16 years. The kids were grown. Graduated. Almost graduated. I didn't need the minivan anymore. It was great while it lasted. I loved it. I'm not knocking minivans. Minivans are the ultimate mom vehicle. Absolutely love them. I have always wanted a yellow and black Bumblebee Camaro. That's what I wanted. So we were like, I think it's time for me to get a new vehicle. Like, the minivan's still running great, doing great, but I'm just ready for the new me. And I put it out there on Facebook. Hey, everybody, we're looking for another vehicle. A lot of my friends and family knew what my dream car was. It was on my radar, but I'd been putting it in my affirmations. I'd been putting it on vision boards, all of that stuff. And I was just kind of like, I don't know when that's going to happen, but we're going to get a car. So I put it out there on Facebook. Any of my friends and family, do you have a car for sale? We're starting to look for a car for me. Nothing, we don't need anything right away. Just starting to look. I'd rather buy from somebody I know. Blah, 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 blah. Like 3 of my Facebook friends that also kind of, a few knew me like in real life, were like, you got to get the Camaro. I'm like, I can't get the Camaro. Like, I'm going to be a grandma, probably in the next 5 or 10 years. I don't want to. Anyways, I was like, I'm going to start looking at Camaros. So I started looking. I'm like, oh my gosh, these pre-owned Camaros are around the same price as a pre-owned, crossover or, regular way, whatever I was going to get. Like, I'm gonna start looking at Camaros. And then I found a couple, and then my one friend was like, you have to get the yellow and black one. And I was like, I don't know. And then I was just like, why? What am I thinking? Of course I need to get the yellow and black one. And then I was just like, well, I can't find any locally. And my one friend that said the yellow and black one was like, we bought a car one time and traveled like 3 states to get it. Like, that's what you do when you want to find a certain car. So I was like, okay, I'll go do it. Found one. We live in Vancouver, Washington, close to Portland, Oregon. Found one in Seattle. I called him up. I said, hey, I want to do all the financing over the phone. I just want to show up, test drive it, sign the papers, and go. And he's like, yeah, we could totally do that. And he said, well, are you going to be financing it? Or, are you going to be financing it with someone? I said, my husband. He goes, well, let me talk to your husband. So my husband called him, and he's like, oh, well, why don't you just come up here and test drive it? And it was just a yellow Camaro. It wasn't a yellow and black Camaro. And I had found it. And he was just, and then we were going to have to go up there after my husband got off work. By the time we, the car lot experience, we could be coming home at midnight. And I was like, I'm not going to be, and it was rainy, and I was just like, I'm not going to be driving home a car I don't know in the middle of the night after being totally exhausted I was just like, no, we're not doing it. And my husband was like, really? I'm like, no, it's got to be a better, I was starting to get into the mindset. Like, this is who I am. I am the person that wants the perfect scenario with this car. We're not going to go up there and haggle with them. They didn't do any of the financing over the phone. We're going to do this differently. So it was literally 2 days later, my husband found one in Grants Pass, which is 5 hours the other way south into Oregon. And he found one, and it was at a Toyota dealership. Toyota dealerships are the bomb, you guys. They don't haggle prices. They don't mess around. He said, we'll hold it to you. This was like on a Wednesday, I think. He said, we'll hold it for $400. We will hold it for you until Saturday. So we drove down on Saturday. We had all the financing ready. We test drove it in a absolute pouring down rainstorm, which I couldn't. He was like, well, you can keep going, and there's some really good curves up here if you want to see how it handles. And I'm like, I'm so nervous driving this car anyways. I don't want to run it off the road in the rain. I'm just like, no, I'm good. And we kind of drove it around a little bit, brought it back. I'm like, I was just like in shock. Like, I couldn't even get in it at first. I was just like, oh my God. I'm like freaking out. My husband's like, are you going to get in and drive it, honey? I'm like, yeah, I guess. It was just like, and that whole week leading up to that, like from Wednesday to Saturday, butterflies all the time. I was just like, oh my God. We'd done all the financing. We knew what we were going to put down. We knew about what our payment was going to be. We totally knew we could do it. The insurance wasn't that much more than the van. It was literally like, I don't know, $40 a month more than the minivan for full coverage. So anyways, we did it. We drove down there. We then took our minivan to my stepdaughter and gave her the minivan so she would have a good vehicle for her and her kids. And then my husband and I drove it back. It was amazing. The whole time because my daughter lives in Klamath Falls, Oregon, and my stepdaughter lives in Klamath Falls, Oregon. We were in Grants Pass, which is about an hour and a half. And the whole time I drove my minivan, because I just didn't even trust myself to drive this car because it was pouring down rain. I was worried about it. And around Grants Pass, I-5 is just curves. I was so freaked out. Anyways, my husband followed me. I was driving the minivan. He was driving my Camaro, followed me all the way to Klamath Falls. And I just kept looking in my rearview mirror and screaming out loud, oh my God, I can't believe that this car. But the thing is, long-winded story, got my dream car when I settled down and stopped going, no, I can't have that. Oh, I can totally have that. It's in my driveway right now. My Bumblebee Camaro has been in my driveway. I've been using it as my daily driver for, at the end of May, it will be 6 years. Got it paid off a year early. Used my reselling money to pay it off. So awesome. So that's the law of attraction. Is you have to, instead of going, no, I can't really have that when that opportunity comes. Oh, you can totally have that. If you're getting a new car, look what it's going to cost for you to get that dream car. Look, just check it out. Check it out. This car has been so great. It's such a good car. I absolutely love it. Is it a driving blind spot? Yeah, it is. Do I have a backup camera? No, I don't. No, I just figured it out. I adapted. I absolutely love it. I still, when I'm driving down the road, just like to go to the grocery store, I'm still in awe. So, it's because I changed my mindset. I changed my priorities. I wasn't going to struggle to go get it. I wasn't going up to Seattle and haggling with a used car salesman. I was going to do it my way. And then it just fell into place when I decided that. When I made that decision, it fell into place. I got my dream car. So, like, your identity now, like, you want the whatever, your identity right now is what's holding you back. You have to change who you are. You have to change what you believe. You have to change what you have faith in. And then when you start pushing against that, when you start pushing against your current identity, you're going to hit blocks because you have that programming. Oh, I can't really have my dream car. That's just on my vision board. Like, that's yeah, someday maybe. But then when you're just like, no, someday maybe is right now. It's going to happen right now. It's happening. It just fell together. From the decision of getting a new car, talking to a couple of friends on Facebook going, you got to get that car, to getting that car was a week and a half. And I had been wishing for that car for 10 years. It's crazy, you guys. It's crazy how it works. When it clicks, it just happens so fast. You're just like, oh my God, that's how it works. It's so awesome. So you have to start being that person that you want. It doesn't have to be a struggle. I see people all the time and they're going after their dreams and they're just pushing so hard. And it's like, it doesn't have to be like that. And when you do that, it actually takes longer to get where you're going or get where you want to be. It takes longer, and sometimes it never happens because you're just pushing so hard. You're just pushing. And I see people that are like, well, unhappy people have money. Yeah, because they believe they can have money, but they're also like bitter and PO'd all the time. They're a negative person, but they believe they can have money. Just like if you are, you don't have money, but you're really good at, working out and you have a great body, and other people look at you and go, oh my God, I wish I was that skinny, or I wish I was that in shape. But they might have a ton of money because they believe that, they can have money. So it's whatever you believe, whatever your identity is, whoever you are living. If you are out there wanting more money, but every time you hear somebody won the lottery and you're like, it wasn't me, just, that sucks, blah, blah, blah. No, be happy for them. Send them good energy. Like, why wouldn't you cheer them on? That's so cool that they won the lottery. That's so cool that that person's driving their dream car. That's so cool that that person landed that amazing job where they're going to make all that money. So you have to know that you're going to get pushback when you start changing your identity. And you just have to work through it and go, everything's going to happen better than expected. I'm expecting this pushback. I'm expecting this contrast to happen. And I'm going to, you don't have to like push through it like, ugh, but you just go, okay, I knew this was going to happen. There's some lessons to learn. Let's start looking for solutions. Just like I did with the car. I wanted to, get the yellow and black. I found a yellow. It was going to be a total disaster to go get it, a total struggle. No, that's not how this is supposed to happen. This is supposed to happen the way I want it to happen. So I pulled back from that and was just like, it'll come when it comes, and I'm not desperate. I have this, total functioning great minivan that I can drive around, and I'm fine with that. Just that attitude, just that, like, letting go. And a week and a half later, boom, I got my dream car. I was driving it. My husband was driving it. Anyways. So I just wanted to talk about that today. We're 15 minutes in. So, again, your old identity is what's holding you back. Who you are right now, who you are today, is setting you up for the law of attraction of the future. Like, are you going to be abundant today? Are you going to be happy today? Are you going to be allowing today when other people need to get into traffic? Are you going to cuss at them? Or are you going to be like, oh my God, totally get in. I'm glad I could help. Or when somebody lets you in, oh, geez, this traffic's crazy. Oh, finally somebody let me in. Or you're going to be like, hey, thank you so much. Little wave out the window. Thank you. I appreciate you. Happiness is a choice. It's not a destination. You have to decide to be happy and start rewiring how you behave and who you are today. If you keep pushing and you keep being upset about everybody else in the world and expecting them to create your happiness, you're not going to get it. You are in control of it. So I'm going to quit talking. I hope this makes sense. I hope this helps. I will be back in a couple days and we'll talk some more about this. If you have any ideas or questions, put them in the comments and I can answer them and make some videos about them. I can go live. If you want to see me go live and answer questions, we can do that. So have a great day. I will talk to you soon. Subscribe, like, hit all the buttons. Have a great day. Bye.